How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about what may have happened if the Galactic Patrol actually decided to help out our heroes much earlier in the story. Before we get started though, hello if you're just discovering my channel. After you watch the video, check out my Instagram over at Damon is Here, I guess, if you want to get to know me a little bit better, and see how well my life is going over pictures and stuff. Or if you want to chat about Dragon Ball with me and others who like this channel, consider joining the Discord server, which is linked down below. With all of that out of the way, I'm pretty sure most of you are wondering now, well, when is the Galactic Patrol going to intervene? How would they know that something big is happening down on Earth? Well, the Galactic Patrol was retconned later into the story around 2013 with Jaco the Galactic Patrolman, and it was revealed in that story that Bulma knew about these guys, and had easy access to contact them the entire time, which I believe would have been very useful much later in the story. So, in this new timeline, Bulma would decide that if there's ever a pretty big threat, and she really needs extra muscle, then she'll call down Jaco. Now, at what point would that be, though? It could very well be even before the first arc of Dragon Ball, mainly because Bulma might want some extra help on her quest to search for all the Dragon Balls, so she could have called Jaco to come down and help her out, just in case she gets in any danger. But I don't think Jaco would take this very seriously, as he's got way more important things to do than babysit Bulma going on a hike for the summer. What if there are insane criminals he needs to take care of up here? If he goes and lounges around with Bulma, then there's a chance that those criminals could really cause some issues. Bulma is pretty ticked that Jaco can't come and join her, but kind of understands, and decides to just go by herself and track down the Dragon Balls. Of course, she'd find somebody else just as tough to protect her right off the bat, Goku, which works out just fine for her. The next few arcs of Dragon Ball would play out as normal, right up until Goku is about to land in Penguin Village. At this point in the story, Bulma has been very concerned for Goku's safety in his quest, as he's dealt with serious threats, and she herself was almost killed by General Blue. If even Roshi wasn't strong enough to do anything against Blue, what makes Goku able to? If Goku has any chance to defeat the Red Ribbon Army and get out alive, he's gonna need some extra muscle. Bulma contacts Jaco immediately, telling him there's an emergency happening on Earth, where there's a whole load of criminals that are going to take over the world, and the only one who stands a chance is one little boy, so the Earth is going to need some backup. Jaco listens in and hears the concern in Bulma's voice. This actually is a pretty big threat to Jaco, as if this organization can take over the entire world, then he'd be out of a sector to manage, and he'd probably lose some ranks in the patrol. Plus, he kinda likes his friends there, so he decides that he's going to go in and help out. Jaco meets up with his superior, Miras, saying that he's needed on Earth to go against an evil army that is going to take over the world, and he might need some backup. Miras tells Jaco that of course, this sounds like a real threat, so of course he's allowed to go. Jaya overhears his conversation, and asks if he can come along as well, since he knows the Earth pretty well, and his friends there too. He's totally going to come help defend it. Jaco, Jaya, and a couple dozen more agents all make their way to Earth, going to encounter the Red Ribbon Army. It takes a few days, but once the Galactic Patrol arrive on Earth, they get the coordinates for the Red Ribbon HQ, and invade. General Red is pretty confused to see what looks like a couple dozen UFOs landing in a stronghold, and that confusion turns to terror after a couple dozen more aliens come out and start apprehending the soldiers. The Red Ribbon soldiers are helpless against the much more powerful Galactic Patrol members, as they have abnormal strength and more advanced weapon technologies, so the soldiers would be defeated and arrested in no time flat. General Red and Officer Black try to protect the Dragon Balls, but Jaco arrives and quickly detains the two of them and grabs the Dragon Balls they've collected. These are very dangerous objects, too dangerous for Earthlings to have available to them, especially when they can be so easily found by these bad guys. The Red Ribbon soldiers are all being put into the Galactic Patrol prison cargo ships as Goku arrives on the scene, and questions the patrollers on what exactly happened here. Jaya explains to Goku that they were tipped off about how evil and how much of a threat this organization was, so they came in to put a stop to the army themselves. Goku is impressed. He's had a lot of trouble with these guys, and this patrol just easily came in and did it. No time to be impressed though, he's still gotta find the Dragon Balls. Goku goes off to find the Dragon Balls and sees Jaco coming out holding them in his hands. Goku asks Jaco if he can see the balls, as he needs them for something really important. Jaco believes this is just another soldier coming to take the balls, and prepares to engage, but his jaw drops when he takes a closer look at the kid. He's got long, black, spiky hair, and a tail. A Saiyan. The Saiyan did land on this planet after all. Is this Saiyan the one who organized this army in the first place? That must be it. Goku is pretty confused by Jaco's mumblings. What's a Saiyan, and why does he think he started this army? He's been fighting against them this whole time. Jaco doesn't listen to Goku, and goes in to fight. Goku and Jaco battle it out, and surprisingly, this battle is pretty one-sided. Jaco is by no means the strongest of the Galactic Patrol, but he's no slouch at all. While Goku has a power level in the 100s range right now, I'll say Jaco is just underneath where Raditz was, at around a 700 power level. Goku is curb stomped by Jaco, and taken into the Galactic Prison by Jaco personally, along with the Dragon Balls. Goku is locked up in a Galactic Prison, and attempts to bust his way out of there, but it's no use. A voice in the back tells Goku he's just wasting his time, as this prison is held to some of the most dangerous criminals in the universe. Goku turns to see Saganbo stepping out, asking the Saiyan what he's there for. Goku is tired of being called a Saiyan, but he explains that he got wrongly put in here, as some patrolmen thought he created an army to take over the world. Saganbo is kind of impressed, as this Saiyan kid almost took over the world. 7-3 appears behind Goku, grabbing his neck and absorbing his abilities. Goku is shocked on what just happened, and goes to attack 7-3, but 7-3 blocks back with a style very similar to his own. 7-3 is of course leagues ahead of Goku, and Goku is knocked down, not being able to fight anymore. Saganbo asks 7-3 if the kid has any interesting abilities, and 7-3 explains that he really only has one interesting key move, the Kamehameha, but besides that, nothing really important. Goku is pretty offended by hearing this, like he's been working his butt off for so long trying to become stronger, and out of nowhere come all these aliens who can outclass him with no difficulty. Well, he's not going to stand for it anymore. Goku stands back up and says he does have interesting skills, he just needs even more training to get up to the level of these aliens. Saganbo and 7-3 just laugh and go off, leaving Goku seething with anger. Back on Earth, Bulma and the others are confused on what happened to Goku, as last they saw of him, he was heading into the Red Ribbon HQ. Where did he go? Bulma contacts Jocko once again, and asks if he ran into anybody with a monkey tail during the Red Ribbon raid. And Jocko replies with yes, he did, and it turned out that was the Saiyan he let get away all those years ago. And he was the leader of that army after all. He just dropped him off at the prison a few days ago. Bulma completely loses it at Jocko, and says that Goku is her friend, and he hasn't done anything wrong. Hell, he even helped save the Earth once. If he doesn't let Goku out right now, she's going to make that army look like nothing compared to her. Jocko apologizes and says it's going to take a while to free Goku, as they're going to have to do a lot of paperwork to get him out of there, plus a trial to prove his innocence. Bulma doesn't care and screams at Jocko to get Goku out. Jocko goes off to the Galactic King and attempts to get Goku out of prison, but he wasn't lying earlier, it's going to take a month or two. In this time frame, Goku is trained as Saganbo in his Galactic Bandit Brigade, trying to get them to accept him as powerful. And since Goku is naturally gifted, he'd catch on to the Brigade's training, and learn some of their abilities by watching them. Saganbo teaches Goku to fly on his own, and a form of telekinesis that he has, granting Goku the ability to move objects around at his leisure. Goku learns a lot from these prisoners, but again, he is still in prison, so he's not going to be able to mingle with the Brigade as much as he'd like. Once all the paperwork is complete, and a few Red Ribbon soldiers testify that Goku had no involvement with the army, he's allowed to go free. Jocko apologizes to Goku for fighting with him, and asks if he wants to live back on Earth. Goku says that would be pretty nice, but he feels like he has hit his limit on Earth for now. Sure, he wants to go back, as there are a few people he wants to fight with again, but there's so many crazy strong people up here in space, and he wants to train the Galactic Patrol to get even stronger. Jocko is pretty surprised to hear this, and he goes up to Mirrors asking if it's alright for a former prisoner to be allowed to become a patrolman. And Mirrors looks over Goku and sees potential in him. He's somehow much stronger now than what he was before he went to prison, so if he can keep it up like that, then he could be an extremely powerful asset to the patrol. After running it through the Galactic King, Goku is officially made a Galactic Patrolman, and begins going on missions with Jocko to hone in his skills. Goku and Jocko go about Universe 7, stopping many different and unique criminals, and all these criminals boost Goku's strength tremendously after he gets his Zenkai. On these missions, Goku and Jocko become great partners and work very well off of each other, gaining a higher ranking position in the patrol after doing such a great job of arresting criminals. Goku in this time trains with Jocko, Jaya, and other Galactic Patrol members, boosting his power even more. He tries to train with Mirrors, but he's always far too busy for him. He can sense he's the strongest one here though, but he can't sense regular ki from him. It's interesting. Jocko tells Goku about the history of the Saiyans, and how they were a horrible warrior race who slaughtered many races, and it's very odd how Goku isn't like any of them. He also tells Goku about Frieza, and why they should never mess with him, as if they do, then he'll surely wipe out the entirety of the Galactic Patrol. That's the main reason why Mirrors hasn't done anything about the Frieza Force yet, as if he does, it'll just put a huge target on the Patrol's head. So they need to lie low from them for now. Goku is very interested in learning of the other three Saiyans who are still out there, Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz. Jocko has told Goku that they work directly under Frieza, and are very powerful, even he doesn't stand a chance. Goku knows that he's going to have to fight them someday, as they can't just leave Frieza and his men out there to kill more innocents, so him and Jocko just need to train them even harder if they want to be a match for the other Saiyans, and then maybe Frieza himself one day. Jocko is pretty scared on the idea of fighting Frieza, and dismisses the idea, telling Goku he doubts that they'll get on that level anytime soon. Goku isn't so sure about that though. After 3 years of galactic patrolling, Goku decides to return to Earth for a little bit, and participate in the newest World Martial Arts Tournament. Jocko would join, but he's covering for Goku that day, as he goes to participate in the tournament. The Dragon team is happy to meet with Goku again, as it's been quite a while since they've all seen each other. Roshi can sense that Goku has gotten much stronger, and knows that this tournament is going to be very interesting, especially with the rival school, the Cranes, showing up. The tournament would mostly play out as normal, except with Goku being basically undefeated. Goku has become leagues stronger through training with the Galactic Patrol, and goes through all of his matches with no difficulty at all. Tien isn't even able to land a single blow, as Goku is just that strong. He would still become a good guide though, as Roshi already helped reform him. After the tournament, Krillin isn't killed by Tambourine, as he didn't need to go back for Goku's Dragon Ball, because all 7 of them are currently in the Galactic King's possession. And remember too, since all of the Dragon Balls were taken, Pilaf's Dragon Ball was taken as well, with him, Mai, and Shu being taken to Galactic Prison for attempting to take over the world. With the Pilaf gang all in prison, that means that there's nobody to unseal King Piccolo, which keeps him out of the picture for right now. With no threat coming anytime soon, Goku enjoys a day hanging out with his friends. And before he goes to get in his galactic ship back to base, Krillin asks if he can come along with Goku too. He's always wanted to become a police officer, and everything Goku said sounded so much fun to him, and he'd like to join the patrol as well. Goku gladly accepts this offer, and takes Krillin with him, as the two wave goodbye to their friends on Earth. The two arrive at the Galactic Patrol HQ, and after a few months of training, Krillin becomes a member of the Galactic Patrol, and joins Goku and Jaco in all sorts of missions. And that's where we're going to be leaving this part right here. I had a lot of fun writing this scenario, incorporating one of the most interesting ideas of New Dragon Ball into Old Dragon Ball to get an even better experience. If you guys want to get a part 2 out faster, make sure to like and subscribe on this video, so I know that there's enough interest. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, until we meet again, see you later!